Hey guys, this is AA Flyer 777 here, and today I have a 1/400 scale airport update for you guys on my model of Boston's Logan Airport. You see right now we're looking at runway 27 left here. This is the runway that's primarily used for departures here at the airport. This review will feature a new model that I just got in today. I'll show you guys that in a second, and it should be a pretty good update. Got a lot of cool routes, and yeah, so we'll start over here on our, like I said, runway 27 left here. Got our American Airlines 757-200 going to Miami. Over here at the getting ready to take runway 27 here. Got our JetBlue Airways A320. This is a Stripes A320, and this plane is going to be making a flight to Fort Lauderdale. Here we have a US Airways A330-300. I know you guys are probably wondering why this plane's here, because US Airways does not use A330s scheduled out of Boston. However, this plane did make an appearance here a couple weeks ago. When I was headed to my flight, I drove past Terminal A, and there was an A330 at the gate. I'm pretty sure it was an A330-200. I didn't get a great look at it, but it was definitely an A330. And if it was at the gate, that means it definitely wasn't a diversion. So more than likely this was a substitute. Based on the fact that it was an A330, my guess is it was headed to either Philadelphia or Charlotte. For the sake of this update, I'm going to say it's going to Charlotte. So this plane was substituting in for A321. They had some engine problems in Charlotte, so they substituted in A330-300, which is kind of cool. It was really cool to see. I've never seen a US Airways wide body before, so it was a real cool experience to finally get to see one. I got a United Airbus A319 going to Newark. American Airlines 737-800 going to be making a flight to Chicago O'Hare. Virgin America A320 going to San Francisco. Alaska Airlines 737-900 going to Seattle Tacoma. Alaska's actually started using 737-900s on the Boston SeaTac route, which is really cool. We get to see Alaska's biggest plane now. Last year it was on the 800, but there must be some increase in passengers, because we do have the 900 coming in now, so that's really cool. US Airways A320 going to Punta Cana. US Airways A320 making a flight to Phoenix. American Airlines 737-800 going to New York JFK. Delta Airlines 737-800 going to Orlando. Delta Airlines A330-300 going to Amsterdam Schiphol. And you guys probably got a glimpse of the my new plane, but I'll get to that in a second. So just arrived on from Munich today. We have our Lufthansa Airbus A330-300. Usually, well, I guess last year at this point, Lufthansa had already switched over to the A340-600 on the Munich route. Unfortunately, they must not be getting the passengers this year, because we're back to the A330-300, which is usually our winter aircraft. They've kind of been going back and forth between the 330-300 and the 340-300. The 340-600 is scheduled to come back this year on the Munich route. They're going to bring that back in, I believe, August. They bring the 340-600 back, which would be pretty cool, because I really like seeing that plane here. And we're going to go over to the Terminal C side of the airport. Have our JetBlue Airways A320 window pane. Going to be making a flight to Aruba. Got another JetBlue A320. This is the 10th anniversary A320, making a flight to Santo Domingo. Another JetBlue A320, if it'll focus. Sorry guys, doesn't want to focus. Alright, there we go. It's a little difficult to see. This is the Harlequin, or the Diamond's Tail, whatever you want to call it. This plane's going to be making a flight to San Diego. Another JetBlue A320. This is the Mosaic Tail. This plane's going to be making a flight to Dallas-Fort Worth. Another JetBlue A320. This is the Dots Tail. Going to be making a flight to Denver. And we've got the United section of the terminal. This is United Express E145. Going to be making a flight to Washington Dulles. United 738. Going to be making a flight to Denver. United A320 is going to be making a flight to Chicago O'Hare. United 757-200 is going to be headed to LAX. and then that's the beginning of the Terminal E side. So that's where we'll go next. Here's the newest model. This is a beautiful plane. I'm really happy to have it. This is the Air France 747-400. This plane's going to be making a flight to Paris de Gaulle. This replaces the A340-300 that I have. I mean, it's still here. I'll still keep it because they use it in the winter sometimes. But it's really cool. We got an Air France wide bodies this summer. They bring back the beautiful 747. This is the third, kind of the fourth, third. I can't talk. This is the third airline to use the 747 this summer. Virgin Atlantic they haven't been using the 747 lately, although they did last year a few times. So hopefully they'll bring it back, and that'll be our fourth airline to use the 747. The other two being BA and Lufthansa. So we got our Virgin Atlantic A340-600 going to be making a flight to London Heathrow. And then here's our Southwest and AirTran gates. Southwest 737-700 going to Baltimore. Another Southwest 737-700 going to be making a flight to Chicago Midway. AirTran 717 headed to Akron Canton. And then here's our Sun Country gate. Sun Country Airline. Here, I'll go over here so you guys can get a little bit of a better view. This is our Sun Country 737-800. It's going to be making a flight to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Porter Airlines -8 Q400 going to be making a flight to Toronto Billy Bishop. Iceland Air 757-300 going to be headed out to Reykjavik. Aer Lingus A330-200 headed to Shannon. Lufthansa 747-400. This plane is really late. I've never seen two Lufthansa jets here at the same time because the Frankfurt flight leaves long before the Munich flight arrives. But I wanted to use all my heavies in this update, so I'm just going to say this plane is really late. It's running a couple hours behind schedule. It arrived late from Frankfurt, and that just delayed the whole, pushback. So this plane's a couple hours late, but it is going to be headed out to Frankfurt. Lufthansa's dropped the 747, surprisingly. It's been on the 340-600. I haven't seen the 744 in a while. They'll probably bring it back, June, July, August, because Frankfurt is one of our more popular routes. But for now, they dropped the 744 and they're using the A340-600. And then here's the BA One World 744. It's going to be making a flight to London Heathrow. So that about wraps it up for the airport here. So now I'm just going to talk. Models that are incoming. I have two models that are going to be coming in shortly. They'll probably be here next week. I'm not going to say what they are yet because it's kind of surprising. So that's looking forward to that. In terms of future plans, this summer, school's almost out. Because I live in the Northeast, snow and everything always delays our final day. I actually get out of school next week. So after that, this summer, I don't know, it's always a slow time for, the airport. It was last year at least. So you're probably not going to see a whole lot of updates. I'll try to do an update at least once a month, but, I can't make any promises or anything. In terms of new models, I'm really going to be focusing on heavies this summer, because I need to just freaking, make this whole terminal full of, long-haul planes. I mean, I got to get Iberia, Alitalia, Swiss International, all those guys. They've got to be here. So that's kind of my goal, is to stack up on heavies and Delta, because Delta is one of our biggest carriers, and I haven't gotten a Delta plane in a while. So Delta and the heavies and United, those are going to be my focuses this summer. I'm probably going to pick up some cool aircraft when I go to Vegas this summer. Definitely going to the airplane shop. We'll see what they have there. I will do a review of the Air France 747. That should be out soon, I hope. And anyways, so that's probably going to just about wrap it up for this update. Thank you all for watching, and yeah, thanks for watching.